What is going on YouTube? 0088 here, and if you haven't checked it, you haven't seen already, I'm clearly giving my thoughts and reactions to the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie poster. The movie's coming out, I think this is American dates, I'm English, so it's the other way around for us, I think. It's coming out next year, November, and this, I had to give my reaction because I'm one of the biggest Sonic fans. Like, I love Sonic. Sonic was one of my childhood heroes. He was like my first entry into gaming, like Sonic. My first console, don't laugh, was a Sega Saturn. And he was my first entry into gaming. I had Sonic Jam, I had Sonic 1, Sonic 2, 3, 4, Sonic and Knuckles, that was. And I loved Sonic, and I had Sonic Adventure 2, all that stuff. And finally, they're making a movie of Sonic the Hedgehog, and this is what they do. What the hell is this? I'm going to go into it in a minute, but first, let me just find the motion. Let's just show you the full motion poster in all its glory. Wait. There's the rings, and then it... Ah! What is that monstrosity? Oh, I can actually see it a lot clearer here. Let's see that. Oh, God. Get back. What the hell is this? This isn't Sonic. This is pissing me off. They should have let me make a Sonic film, all right? This is not. They should let any Sonic fan. These people are not Sonic. Look, we can't see his eyes, but from what I've read, he doesn't even have his normal Sonic eyes. I think he has like more human eyes. This is like, he's got like blue arms. That's one of the most pet peeves I've ever had. Like when you were a kid and you drew Sonic and you used to draw him with blue arms, it was like the most noobiest thing you could do. You gotta give Sonic his orange, his whatever color that is, beige color arms that he normally has, and his belly. I don't think he even has the beige belly, does he? Looks like it's all completely blue, like a blue werewolf. He doesn't have his gloves. He has just like hedgehog hands. Where's his white gloves? He doesn't have socks. Sonic can't afford socks? Look at these shoes. The original, he's got laces. What the hell are these shoes? The original Sonic his shoes were based on Michael Jackson's shoes from the music video Bad. Though Michael Jackson's shoes were black and he had the buckle. His one, they made his red and he had the buckle and he had the white stripe, the classic signature white stripe. Where the hell is that? What is this? What is this? Why has he got muscles? Why is he human? This is terrible. I had to just, oh my God, what is this film? They're just ruining Sonic. It's like they ruined Mario in the 90s with that film that they made. Now they're going to ruin Sonic with whatever shoes he's wearing here. The film, from what I've heard about this film like months ago, but this is the first like real kind of silhouetted image of Sonic. But from what I heard months ago, the original film, the casting, from what the images that I saw, the set images, it's like very Transformery, probably, but worse. Like, it's set on a human world. The games are set on a human world, but I'll get into that in a minute. It's set on a human world with like, it's going to be full of humans. It's going to be like some guy that follows Sonic around. I can't remember who's casting it. Like, it's going to be like, he's going to have either an owner or a best buddy that's human. Like, I know in Sonic X, the anime, he has a human friend, but still, I already had problems with that in Sonic X when he had a human friend. In any of the games, he never has a human friend. I don't know why they bothered doing that. In the comics, never has a human friend, at least the comics I read. I'm from England, so the comics I read was Fleetway comics. When he turns this into Super Sonic, he goes pure evil and stuff. And the Archie comics I never really got into, so I don't know if he has a human friend in the Archie comics. But from what I've seen of the Archie comics and the Fleetway comics, they both seem to take place in this like fictional planet called Mobius. And there's all these anamorphic characters like Tails, Knuckles, obviously, but then you have extra ones that are based on the animals from the game, like the pig. Like in the Fleetway comics, the pig was called Porky, and you had the bunny rabbit who was called Lightfoot or Johnny Lightfoot or something like that. And all the animals that he saved, they made them into real characters. That was a creative way to adapt the video games into like a medium that other than gaming, like into comics. The comics were always the darkest and the coolest stories of Sonic. as opposed to the cartoons, which were a bit more childish, because obviously they had to show them on Saturday morning in Western TV, where we can't handle anything darker than probably Dragon Ball Z on that basic Western TV animation. That's for kids anyway. But yeah, so now they're making a movie of Sonic, and what are they doing with this? Look at this. Anyway, let's go read the article and see what their thought process was. In fact, let's read the small town sheriff, Tom Wachowski, journeys to San Francisco to assist Sonic in his battle against the evil Dr. Ivor Robotnik. San Francisco? Where's Angel Island? Where's like Green Hill Zone and Emerald Hill Zone, and what San Francisco? What the hell's going on? Like, and then we got Ben Schwartz as Sonic. I don't know who Ben Schwartz is. Maybe he's in the later games. I don't touch the later games. Anything after Sonic Adventure 2, I didn't really care about, to be fair. So, because the game just went downhill from there. James Marsden as Tom Wachowski. James Marsden. Is that the guy from X-Men that played Cyclops? I can't remember. Natasha, all these people undisclosed. See, James Marsden sounds like he's going to be his best buddy. Like, what is this film? Who are they making this for? This isn't for Sonic fans, and the general public won't care about this. Jim Carrey as Ivor Robotnik. Look, I love Jim Carrey. Yeah, he's a legend, Jim Carrey. But Ivor Robotnik. Robotnik's fat. I mean, yeah, they can make... look, I know they can either CGI, which would be stupid, or they can give Jim Carrey a fat suit and makeup. It might not even look like Jim Carrey. I know Jim Carrey is one of the best actors. If anyone can pull off Robotnik that doesn't look anything like Robotnik, it'll be Jim Carrey, because Jim Carrey can literally disguise himself into any role. So I don't have too much of a problem with that. But it just seems, all of this just seems, it doesn't matter how good Jim Carrey is if the director is someone that doesn't have any passion or heart for this project. Even Sega's not happy with the eyes from what I read. Anyway, let's read the article and see their thought process. With Bumblebee receiving rave reviews, Paramount Pictures has shared the first look at their next CGI live-action hybrid. Sonic the Hedgehog will feature Ben Schwartz as the voice of our hero. After revealing the first look of this weekend's live-action CGI hybrid, Sonic the Hedgehog featuring our titular hero standing front and center. While plot details are understandably being kept under wraps, IGN has learned that the film will find Sonic mysteriously transported to our world, where he strikes a friendship with Tom Wachowski, James Marsden, and finds himself at odds with the evil Dr. Robotnik. Why are they both, Robotnik and Sonic, came to... I guess it's a Robotnik's doing that put them to our world. Okay, fine, but this is sequel material. Like, I want to see Sonic's world. Like, I don't want him to be in our world. So he comes literally to Earth. Is he like the Sonic we know on his world? And then because of Earth's atmosphere, it transforms him into this monstrosity. But anyway, let's keep going. As for his design, the production team worked diligently on making the popular video game character as realistic as they could. Why? I don't want realistic. Why would you make him realistic? He's not realistic in the slightest. And even if you did make him realistic, he's not going to look monstrosity. Oh, anyway. Using Universal's Ted as their reference point. How about you use Sonic as your reference point? Anyway, for making the character work in the real world. Executive producer Tim Miller details the no-brainer decision to give him fur. Look, Sonic having fur doesn't bother me. There's some incarnations of Sonic that has fur before this, so that doesn't bother me. That was always stage one of adapting it to what the real world is and what a real animal would be like. He's not an animal, he's like an animal. He's anamorphic, or whatever the word is. I can't even say it right now because I'm so pissed. It would be weird, and it would feel like he was running around nude if he was some sort of otter-like thing. What? What are you even trying to say here? Anyway, it was always for us fur, and we never considered anything different. It's part of what integrates him into the real world and makes him a real creature. Okay, first, fine. In addition to finally getting some hair, Sonic will also be sporting some new kicks. No, you didn't need to change his kicks. He's always had his white and red high tops with the white stripe down the middle and the buckle. You can give or take the buckle, but the white stripe and the red on each side of the white stripe is key, is iconic. You don't change shit like that. Even if you're going to give him like these horrible granddad trainers that you gave him, even if you're going to give him these granddad trainers, you still got to keep the white stripe at the design, at least keep the design. Anyway, let's continue reading. We looked at every different variation of shoes he's worn, and we're trying to pay homage to that, and also make it current and present day in what we think a Sonic of today would wear. Sonic of today. Anyway, they don't want to reveal his eyes just yet, because everyone's going to hate it. People already hate this. But it sounds like they're going to be a little different than what long-time fans would be expecting. After revealing that finding the right way to depict his eyes was the most difficult part of finalizing Sonic's design, Miller notes, I don't think Sega was entirely happy with the eye decision. The fact that he's even admitting that is nuts, first of all. So fine, I appreciate that he's telling the truth, that the creators of Sonic were not happy, because why should they be happy? It looks horrible. And if he's got some weird little squinty, gross, monstrous human eyes on this weird anamorphic thing, it's going to look weird. But these sort of things you do, these sort of things you go, it's going to look weird if we don't do this. I think it already looks weird, man. But everything is a discussion, and that's kind of the goal, which is to only change what's necessary and to stay true to the rest of it. I don't think there's anything left to stay true to, man. You've changed almost everything. He's not going to feel like a Pixar character would, because I don't think that's the right aesthetic to make it feel like part of our world. What does that even mean? Pixar characters, they all have fully CGI worlds, which is what you should have done in the first place. They shouldn't have done a live action. I don't need to see live action Sonic. And even like the chipmunks and all that, like I never really was into all that kind of stuff. CGI would have been better, like a complete CGI world. Post-production only began about a month ago, so there's still a lot of work to be done before the film is ready to be unveiled to an audience, which is probably why we're only getting a motion poster for now over a full-length trailer. But director Jeff Fowler did offer an enticing little tease about the character's trademark speed, telling IGN that prior to pitching the film, they made a test video that showed off exactly how Sonic would run. Miller adds, the first thing you need to do is put limits on it. First thing you need to do is lower your imagination and put limits on it. If you can do anything, nothing is special. For me, it's always about keeping it grounded and keeping it realistic. Grounded and realistic, okay. We had some time to figure out the speed, what it looks like and what it feels like for a character to do that and how it relates to our world. It took a little trial and error, but that's animation in figuring out what the effect looks like and what it does to the rest of the world around it. The speed changes over time because he evolves, because he can't do everything at the beginning of the movie. It's finding the visual language and figuring out how it's going to evolve over time. There's a lot to be excited for, and the filmmakers assure us that they have all worked very closely with Sega to bring something to the big screen, which should be welcome. Sega doesn't really know what they're doing these days, man. Look, I love Sega. Like, I was always a Sega. Like, if I had to pick between Nintendo and Sega, I was always a Sega guy when I was growing up. But recently, Sega have been lost. They have been lost with, like, it took Yu Suzuki doing a Kickstarter to bring Shenmue, to bring the Shenmue HD games out, to see how successful and how much fans really wanted it before they would do that. It took Sega always bring out all these horrible games. All the Sonic games they've been releasing have been terrible. Like, fans have had way better ideas for years and they don't listen. Like, only recently with Sonic Mania have they actually done something that fans wanted. I mean, there are obviously, there's two fans, the old school fans who love classic Sonic, and there's a new school fans who love, like, you know, the skinny, lanky Sonic. But At the end of the day, I feel like the classic fans, all around, all the fans love classic Sonic. I feel, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, let's keep reading. Yada yada yada. Closely with Sega, which would welcome news to fans as Box promises an extremely faithful, or at least as faithful as possible. If it was extremely faithful, you wouldn't have set it on our Earth. Why are you setting it on our Earth? That was why would he come to our Earth? It's just weird. There's no need for that. They're trying to make a lot of money. They're trying to get the casual fans. The first thing, look, learn from the MCU. The reason the MCU is so goddamn big right now is because they didn't attack casual fans. They were going for the comic fans. They were going for the true fans first. Then the comic fans, the nerds like me, will bring in the casual fans because the nerds will be so excited for it. The nerds bring their girlfriends, if they have any. They bring their parents, they bring their siblings, they bring their friends. Like, the casuals aren't going to look at this unless you appeal to the nerds first. Like, you'll be lucky if this hits the casual market, like, randomly, like Toy Story or something like that. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to reinvent Sonic. And Sonic is so iconic. Like, I don't think there's one person who doesn't know who Sonic the Hedgehog is. So you don't need to change him to appeal to a casual audience because we already know Sonic. And the casual audience will watch this and be like, that's not Sonic. Because the casual audience even know who Sonic is, so they're ruining this. Obviously, the poster can only show so much. That's a hint at what we're hoping to accomplish. But I think people are going to see things they've probably never seen before and trying to represent speed in this movie. We've worked so closely with the people at Sega who are kind of the gatekeepers of Sonic to make sure we're lockstep. We're trying to make something that's for today, that fans of different versions will love as well. Now, since the majority of the film take place in the real world, it remains to be seen whether we'll see other fan favourites like Tails, Knuckles, Shadow. However, Moritz does tease a number of Easter eggs, so fans of the franchise will have a lot to look forward to. So you're telling me this film is Sonic, and the only anamorphic character from the Sonic games we're going to see is possibly Sonic. That's it. And then we'll get an Easter egg to Knuckles. What? So basically, it was going to be full of humans and Sonic. This film is a flop, man. Like, if I was to make a Sonic film, this is what I would do, yeah? I'm not even going to read the comments. This is what I would do if I was to make a Sonic movie. The first thing I would do is make the whole world CGI. Like, it's not going to be a live action. It can be really, really, Sonic can even have fur in my version. He can have fur, but he would look like how he looks. He'd have the belly, like the beige color belly. He would have his proper eyes. He'd have gloves, and basically it would just look like how Sonic looks, but maybe with fur. It would be in a CGI world, and it would be close to the game story, and it would be on an alternate planet where there are humans as well, because Dr. Robotnik, as weird as he looks, he's a weird kind of human. He's like a humanoid character. That's what Dr. Robotnik, he's like a kind of a weird humanoid-looking guy. Like, he's an exaggerated, cartoony human. So I'll just say, in this other planet, they're humanoids. I'd save the whole coming to Earth for like Sonic 5. That would be like the 5th movie or something. So that's what I would have done. In fact, I'm going to upload, if you guys know my channel, I've made Avengers, how I would have liked the Avengers movie to go, or how I'd make Avengers Infinity War. I loved Avengers Infinity War. I made it before the film came out. But I made it my version to see, like, just to have fun with it, like a little animated video, what I would like to see in Infinity War. It's in 2 parts. Go check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. So I might do one for Sonic as well, but it might not be animated. It'll probably, because I'm drawing a Sonic comic. So it'll be a comic, and this is, what happens in the comic would be like the plot of how I'd want a Sonic movie to go, basically. That's how I would do it. There won't be no human characters and stuff like that. It won't look like, it won't be how the movie would look because it's a drawing, it's a comic book. But you can get a general idea from the plot. I might upload that at some point one day. Maybe closer to when this movie comes out or something, I don't know. But anyway, this is a long enough video as it is. that's my reaction to the new Sonic poster. I'm a Sonic fan, so I had to make a video on this. I was feeling passionate about this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you again. Peace.